We're going to get started. Thanks for your efficiency. Look at all these
this?
people.
Yeah.
You got it all?
That.
All right.
It's just like the shape of your. Yeah.
Wow. It's fun.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the press conference for Sibirya, which screens this evening as a world premiere in the international competition of the 70th Berlinale. Let me introduce everyone here at the podium, starting on the far right, one of the film's producers, Julio Chavez Montes, the Mexican producer. The film is an Italian-German-Mexican co-production. Next, we have the German producer, Philipp Kreutzer. American, Diana Phillips. Yeah, America. Here on the podium for the third time this week, Paolo Del Brocco. One more coming up tomorrow. And also one of the Italian producers, Marta Donzelli. And the actors of the film, Christina Shiriak. Dunia Sichov. Willem Dafoe. And back in Berlin, last time was 1995 with The Addiction, the one and only Abel Ferrara. We have a question in the front there.
Should stand up or sit? Or egal. Okay.
Please stand.
Hello, my name is Mark Harapetian, founder and publisher of my own film magazine, Spirit, the Smile and the Storm. I really have to say this is my favorite film now in this festival, and it's the best able film I ever watched.
How many did you see? How many did you see?
So a short question to Abel, why you're so interested in blood, but I have also a question to Willem Dafoe. I have a Siberian wolf dog husky called Felix, and it reminded me in the film, of course. So how was the interaction with the dogs for you, Willem? And was it also a sometimes funny journey into darkness for you? I remember the dance scene with the huskies and, of course, with the other dog and the children.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
The last thing you said?
Was it also a sometimes funny journey into darkness for you? Because sometimes it's very serious, but then also so funny scenes in the film. Yeah.
Like life. Abel.
That was to you.
No, the second part was to me, correct?
First part is, why do you like black? Why do you like black?
We only answer one question at a time, so take the last one.
You want to do the last one?
Yeah, go to the last one.
And you can think about your answer.
Oh, good.
And the dogs, the truth is, the funny thing is, I made a film with dead
The dogs.
dog slides before. So I was very comfortable around these huskies. And they're trained to do a thing that they love to do. And I enjoy being around them, and they're sweet dogs. They really respond to affection. And, I enjoy mushing, as they call it. But I was lucky because I had done a film for Disney called Togo before. Spent 5 months in the Rockies of Canada with these sled dogs. And they were quite different from the dogs we used, but still, it made me love dogs more than I did before, probably.
Got somebody over there.
Hi, question here from Brazil. Ferrari, your film is incredible for many ways, but especially in one point, I would like you to say a few words, if possible, about the sound engineering of the film and the music, if it's possible. Thank you.
Is Neil here? Where's he? Where are you? There he is, right there. How much you give this guy to ask that question? Yo, Neil. We work the sound, we work the music. It becomes a, the line between the sound and the music and the playing and, Willem breathing, the actors what they're speaking. You know, we're trying to. It becomes one. You know, it's you have images and you have sound. You know, and we don't divide that sound into talking or music or whatever. You know, so we're just trying to get the best, you know, combination of the two. And
what about the songs? Maybe you could talk about the songs you used.
What songs?
In the film.
No.
You remember?
Yeah, we don't have to run away. He's going to play it tonight. It's going to be performed 1 o'clock in the morning. Anybody's up.
You're all invited.
It's going to be yeah. You're all invited. We don't know where it is, but
Runaway was the first record that I ever owned as a kid. Del Shannon's Runaway. It was a pink 45.
There's a question over there.
You know you have that actual disc? Ah, we're probably the same age. Say again?
Please.
no crosstalk.
Yeah.
Hi, BBC Russian service. I have a question to director. First of all, why is it Siberia? And second of all, was it like why did you decide not to put any subtitles when the people are speaking languages other than English?
That's a good question. What? Yeah, I mean, why didn't we use the subtitles there? Because he's not, you know, the Clint, our character, is not really understanding what's being said to him. You know, so why should the audience be inside of something that he, you know, our lead character is not, doesn't get it. And it seems like, what does it matter? You know, I hate words on that screen anyway, even in the situations where subtitles are valid. So I didn't think, you know, especially when the film was being done into other languages and being dubbed and all. I don't think the lead, you know, what the focus of the film was on him. He's not getting it, so it seemed appropriate.
And the title, Siberia?
Oh, the title. Yeah, you know, it's one of these things that come out of nowhere. You know, I don't know where that title came from. It's been titled of other films. I don't know, you know. I mean, for me, for an American, Siberia represents exile, loneliness, you know, that coldness, someplace exotic, magical. It has a lot of meanings. I'm sure it means the same for everyone. Yes. Yes? There's two Russian people. You should ask them what.
No comment.
What is Siberia film?
I understand this as a soul like Siberia, and well, for me, I don't have to explain. I see exactly what it means. So.
Okay, another question.
Hi, it's Yannis Rauzos from Greece. I have the opportunity to watch one of your films again in one of the international film festivals. I'm very glad for that, since I'm a great fan. And I want to know and ask you how much you think this certain touch of spirituality, this mystical approach that exists in the aura of your films, interacts both with the audience and with your evolution all these years as a filmmaker. And also, to Mr. Dafoe, you're always challenging yourself towards the dark side, the mystical side. I had the opportunity to watch your film Lighthouse also this year. I want to know how much was somehow approaching this certain touch, your character in this film, this touch, this element of dark spirituality. Thank you so much.
Okay, please start.
Really? You want me? I'm not particularly attracted to dark things. But I think if the stakes aren't high, when the stakes are high and things are difficult, it demands more of you, and I feel like I'm most engaged in that kind of situation. So I think I do seek things out that are difficult because I think that's the only way you learn and that's the only way you challenge your thinking and, have some possibility to be transformed. And I'm very interested in that. What was the other aspect? Yeah.
I think that answers all those guys.
And as far as how much it comes from me, I mean, Abel invites me in, so I'm an extension of what he's trying to do. So who does what is never really an issue so much, as long as we're making something.
Someone behind you, right there.
Congratulations for the movie. It's an incredible piece. And I would like to know a little bit about the writing and the editing, since the movie goes to a lot of places without space or time. We can go from the snow to the desert and etc. How was it to plan these moving places since the script to the editing? How much it was already in the script and how much it came from the editing?
Let me paraphrase the question. I mean, ask that again. With the editing, how did the editing affect the what? The flow of the film? I mean, we had the game plan. It was a strategy. We started in the snow. We went to the desert. We went to the countryside. We came back to the snow. I mean, that was, we're not against, starting to, shuffle a deck, change things in the editing room like that. I'm not really for it. And it's not my, style really. So we had the game plan in. His journey was laid out before we began. I mean, we're up to changing and, sure, but not this time. Again, yeah.
Hello, it's Natalia Zhuk, Live Berlin Online magazine. First of all, huge thanks for the movie. For me, it was a very interesting, almost spiritual experience watching it, and you understand something new about yourself. And I'd like to rewatch it later again. Two questions, traditionally. One to Mr. Ferrara. How did this idea about such a movie formed in your mind? How long have you been working on it, thinking on it? So what was the process from the first idea to what we've seen today? And the second question to Mr. Defoe. First of all, huge love from our whole family. My mom and my husband are huge fans, and me too. We sort of watched...
Say hi to them for me.
We watched Togo, Lighthouse, and Van Gogh like in 3 months.
Okay. Thank you.
And today, one more movie that I would gladly show to them. My question is, so when you have so many strong projects, and in each project you have to really show a great artistic power. How did you prepare for this movie? I mean, I don't know, meditation, thinking about some situations when you had maybe solitary experiences or something else? Thank you.
You answer the second part, then I'll answer. You answer your end, then I'll answer mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm formulating the answer.
I'm an obedient actor,
yeah.
clearly.
I'm getting stage fright over here.
When you make lots of when you have the opportunity to make projects, listen, I'm lucky that maybe I have a bad memory. Where I am is where I am, and I don't think too far ahead, and I kind of forget about what happened before. So that's kind of I'm bragging, and I'm also cursed by that, but it helps me where I am. I'm happy, and I don't think beyond that. So one thing at a time. that sort of answered it. What's the other part? How do I prepare for this part? You know, when Abel was answering the question about editing, how much was in the script, how much was edited, Abel, we've been talking about this because we're friends and we've done other projects together. You know, when I come back and we get together, it's like, what do you got? What are you thinking about? And it starts to percolate. And he's been really good, particularly on the last couple of projects, of bringing me in very early and bouncing things off from me and asking me to get involved. So it was a very long and slow process, but still, yes, while it was prepped, you know, you can't just run to the desert, you can't just run into the mountains. There was more preparation than something like Tommaso, which was totally improvised. But I lost my train of thought talking about Tommaso here.
No, he's talking about, I mean, the idea, where an idea comes from.
I just, real quick, and then I can get off.
Yeah.
You know, for me, the film was made in the shooting. And with Abel, as far as I'm concerned, it always is. While we're shooting, he's very good at working with what's there, bringing stuff in the room that he's interested in and that the other people are interested in, and then making something. It's a very, quite an organic process. We're never just interpreting. We're really trying to inhabit.
Right. You know, with this film, I mean, after we did Pasolini, you know, I mean, I don't have an agenda and I didn't have an intent, but I just had a feeling towards the film. You know, and when that happens, you know, I'm talking to him first because I want to see if he's interested in it. The idea of the double, the idea of, you know, him maybe playing something else besides himself, you know, in the movie. Then, you know, it was just fate that I met with Diana, who's worked on Bad Lieutenant and King of New York with me, who wanted to do something. We've been apart for a while. And, you know, she read very sketchy stuff, man. You know, this isn't stuff you're going to present in an official, normal world, you know, just ideas. And then her and I started putting it together. And when we met Marta, she read it and she got it, you know. And again, this is all kind of fate. It's magic. It's all happened to be living in the same place, Rome. Michael Weber is involved. Philip was involved at that time. We brought in then. And that's kind of thing. It just kind of shaped. I'm knowing he's the actor. He's the actor for the last 3 films. I'm not, you know, it's a group. Dunya produced the Alive in France. She plays on the stage. Christine is who she is. The star of the last couple of movies. You know, we live together. We have the baby together. You know, Diana, old friend. So it's like kind of a group deal. And we're constantly working on this film, and everybody's on the film, and everybody's sharing the ideas all the way through the editing. You talk about the editing. Dunya's an editor. This film is given to her, and I get her caustic, nasty comments on the state of the editing. But we're taking it all in as the group, as the family, and this is what emerges after, you know, whatever time it takes. So.
Hello. Oh, there it is. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, stand up. Oh, stand up.
Stand up.
My bad.
Hello. Stand up.
I love that movie. There's a photograph, a childhood photograph in it. I was wondering, what is that photo? As well as, how is it like working with your wife and daughter in your films? I love the ending of Tommaso, where your daughter's dancing to the music. It's so great.
Yeah, Anna's special. Yeah, the photograph. Still photograph of you guys sitting around the kitchen table. I think
is that
you talking about that, or his mother? Oh no, just, what, the kids sitting around the table?
Yeah, who's in it? What's the photograph of?
My family.
It's a family.
Use what you got in the house.
Yeah, right. It's a family affair. It's a slice stone. Okay. Who do we got here?
In the front there.
Yeah. Come on, enlighten us. Come on, enlighten us. Here we go.
Hello. I'm from Mexico, and I would like to know what was the participation of my country in this film. This is my question. And the second one for you, Abel, and for you, Willem, is this? It's a beautiful film. Was your intention maybe, with all those beautiful pictures, that we try to not to understand, to feel your movie, and maybe try to get the film inside of us, not with our mind. I mean, maybe with our heart, with our soul. Was that your intention? Because it's like, for me, we can create our own movie. This is like everybody can have your movie. This is the movie I have for me. Was that your intention with all those different lovely pictures?
I mean, stop right there. I love the answer. We don't know the question, but that's a great answer. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, beautiful
So,
answer.
and can you tell me, to my Mexican colleagues,
okay,
what's the
Julio,
participation of my country?
I'm curious to know what the Mexican involvement was myself.
I mean, for us, it was being part of this project that is an act of imagination, and with Mexico, I think we're fully committed to that. We're fully committed to vision. So we had an incredible crew of people, that came together to make this film. That joined, the Italian crew, the German crew. Like, some people were there for the whole shoot throughout all three countries. I think that's one of the beautiful things about Siberia. That it's not specific to one place, but just to your experience of life. And we had also Daniel Jimenez Caches in the film. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here. We also had indigenous communities who were part of it. It was one of the fun things was walking Abel through the rituals, and just sitting with him and acting as translator, when they were performing, But yeah.
In the middle there? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Mahari Sigit, African Refugee News. I am your fan, okay, Mr. Abel, and I love this film.
Thank you, man.
Because of the camera work also, about these dogs, when you see these dogs in the dark, But can you tell me more about the fish? Because that was very important. That was very important. And because at the end of the film, the fish has to say something.
Right.
He's been cooked, he's been fished, but at the end he has to... So can you just tell us why you chose this in the narrative? At the beginning, you talk about it. The narrative thing, you talk about going fishing and so. But this is very important. Then I have a question for the producer. Third film in the Berlinale. Berlinale loves you, yeah? So how do you feel? If you can tell us more how you came in this project. Because he made a film about Pasolini. I met Pasolini. He was my teacher. I lived in Rome at that time.
Wow.
And the people didn't understand because they just wanted to do sex and sex and sex. But Pasolini was also a poet. And people forgot about this.
Thank you.
The fish. You want to go first? You want to talk about the fish?
No, Berlinale loves us, and we love Berlinale, of course. So that's the point. No, we are in this movie thanks to Marta Donzelli. We associated with Marta and Gregorio, of course. They are great Italian producers. For that, we like to support the great director, and Abel Ferrara is a great director. This is a great movie, so thanks to Marta for first of all, and we like to be here, of course, and that's it.
Sure.
What's the next question?
Okay.
The fish.
They want to hear about the fish.
This fish. Yeah.
Does anyone else want to talk about the fish?
No, I think he brought, we talked about in the beginning, the guy had, the character had to have his say at the end, I think it was the natural end of that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi again. What type of experience you think you try to transmit through your films, and especially this one? You're getting from a more narrative style of cinema the past years to more and more and more into a more picturesque in great contrast between light and shadows cinema. What experience you try to transmit in your films? Thank you.
Give the microphone to Stefano. Did you see Falovani? Just stand up for 1 second, please. Just stand up for 1 second. This is the director of photography.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Give him the microphone.
Thank you.
Give him the microphone. I mean, what the man wants to know what you're trying to project with this light and darkness and this use of shadows.
It's hard to say it because we spoke a lot about the movie, but in reality, we create everything during the shooting. Was all days was a bit, and so I don't know exactly what's exactly start my job, when finish, when start his job, William, because all together every day we create something different.
Who's sitting here answering these questions? Okay. What?
All right, we have time for one more question if someone has one.
Ask Christina a question.
No. Black. What do you like about black? The black arts.
Stop with
black
the black.
arts.
Let's go. Yes, come on. Somebody has something going to inspire the whole world here.
Your last chance.
We got 18 cameramen. Good. Who wants a...
Oh, that's good then.
Come on, step in.
Oh,
that's one question to Christina. Give it to the actresses.
It's only for Christina.
Besides the actress. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to come back again, but we are in the most political festival of all here, Berlinale.
It's what?
This is the most political
This is
festival.
the most
This is a
political
very political festival.
Really?
This cinema would be, this film could be called a metaphysical journey. We call it a religious experience. But I have the sensation that this is a political statement somehow. Do you see this movie as a political gesture of some order of yours? What's the political dimension of your work?
Christina, go ahead. Answer this. What do you see? What's your political take?
I don't see anything political in this movie.
Go ahead. Do you see anything political? No, I want to hear you. Go ahead, please. I'll answer too.
Of course it's political. Anytime you make something, there's a degree of politics in
it. All right, we got two conflicting opinions from the same group. Yeah, the way we work.
Hopes, disappointments.
Yeah? He wants another one from there.
Yeah. Give him a mic. Yeah, give him a mic. Let him answer the question too. Yeah.
So my question goes to Christina.
There we go.
You come in the film so dominant, you know. There is no subtitle, but I said thanks God, because the vodka then showed you that there was a link between the three people, you know. And this is cinema. You don't have always to hear what the other says, you know. You have to see what he feels. And this picture of this woman with her breast and beautiful baby bump, you know. Can you tell us how you prepared? Because these 5 minutes were beautiful. I tell you, were beautiful. I like that. I like the fish, and I like the dogs, the teeth of the dogs. And William Dafoe, you reminded me of Jack London coming down from his, with his, and you were stepping up in the snow to stop everything. It was like, now stop, I want to come out. And this was really good. So can you tell us about it?
We did this movie a year ago, and when I'm going to tell you from the beginning, because when Abel had this idea to do this movie, I was pregnant at the time with Anna, and now she's almost 5, so it took us a lot of years to do this. And so maybe that thing inspired Abel. When we shot the movie last year, I wasn't pregnant. another girl with beautiful breasts, beautiful belly, but I'm not that girl. I'm just the face. But I'm very grateful, and there is no preparation for being myself. Truly just being me, and to have this connection with William, it was so beautiful and easy. I work with William very easy because he's a truly gentleman, friend, and helps every woman, I think, when is to work together. He really, really helps you. So I'm grateful. I'm just having the chance to say thank you to Abel, to William, to everybody.
And the old woman and the mother.
Thank you very much.
We'll end with
And thank you all for the questions.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all
So
up
much.
here.
Right. Okay, great. Don't get sick.